What's up, fam? I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. You're on my show. We do every single Tuesday for you. Been running this for 8 months straight. Didn't miss an episode. This is the Iron Palace, where every single week we talk about your training. Today, we're going to talk about glute-ham ties in the wellness division and how to get it, what to do, what not to do. Some things you want to know if you're competing in wellness and you're seeking that glute-ham tie. Please do me a favor, subscribe to this channel and then share out this video. I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. You are on the Iron Palace. Ever since the wellness division has hit the announcement, basically it was coming to the stage, it was a new division, people have been excited for it. A lot of women are moving into it for the first time. Some people have been doing it overseas for years, coming to the States now to do it. And some people are transitioning out of bikini and into wellness. Regardless of what your mission is or what your goal is, if you're trying to compete in wellness, you should know by now, and if you don't, please go back and watch my other videos, that this is a very lower body dominant division for women. And basically you can't, mix and match between bikini and wellness. They're two totally different physiques. As much as the untrained eye might not be able to tell that, the fact is they are dramatically different. One of these things that we see in wellness now is the iconic glute-ham tie. How many of you women out there that have trained for bikini or just trained for your general aesthetic have ever wanted a glute-ham tie? It's probably a lot of you. But in wellness, it's actually something that's more prominent than it is in bikini. If you look at, side by side, a wellness competitor with a bikini competitor in a back pose, you're going to see more glute-ham tie definition on a wellness competitor versus a bikini competitor. So today I want to break down for you what that actually is, what the judges are looking for in this division, and how you can attain yours, you can work on it, and you can get yourself that wellness division glute-ham tie going. 1, 2, 3! So, in wellness, judges are looking for what they look for in a lot of the other divisions, but specifically in wellness, more lower body development, all right? So this is basically a bikini type physique, in a lot of ways similar as far as conditioning goes, and upper body muscularity, not a huge difference, not a dramatic difference in the waist. However, the lower body is crazy more developed, okay? You're gonna see quads being more developed. You're gonna see the glutes being more developed, the hamstrings more developed. Overall, more development. It's actually the only division we have right now in the women's division where symmetry is not necessarily the main focus. In bikini, they always want to see, the symmetry from the upper body to the lower body, and in wellness, they actually want to see an asymmetry from the upper body to the lower body, meaning that the upper body should be less developed than the lower body, and that's what we actually see with our wellness shows. Obviously, this division being a new division, we have not been able to see it at a ton of different competitions yet due to the pandemic and everything's going on with the postponements and the pushbacks, but we have seen some of the pros being crowned in this new division now, and we kind of know what the standard is. It's the same standard. Guess what? Go figure. The judges have been talking about, I've been talking about on this channel, relaying the information I'm learning from them for the past 6 months to a year now at this point, since this thing really started getting traction and taking force. But a lot of people, even if they're coming into this, they still don't know how to train for it. A lot of coaches don't know how to train athletes for it. A lot of athletes have no idea what they need to do differently. I've talked to a lot of people on my social medias and things like that. People ask me questions. A lot of women saying, yeah, I'm doing wellness this year. I've been doing my same bikini program I did 2 years ago, and that's it. And I'm like, what? What? You have to do an entirely different program for wellness. You can't be doing a bikini program and expect to get a wellness physique. It is an entire different training approach. And that's what brings us to this glute-ham tie. Now, in bikini, it's not necessarily something they pay attention to at all. As much as it has been, a focal point, something for people to focus on so hard, every bikini competitor I swear I've ever coached is always worried about their glute-ham tie. But I've talked with Sandy Williamson herself and other head judges, and they say they don't look for it. They say they don't score it. It's not actually in the criteria for the bikini division to really per se score if you have a glute-ham tie or not. You do have to have a well-conditioned posterior chain, but they're not specifically saying, oh, she's got a glute-ham tie, she doesn't, so we're going to place them differently, blah, blah, blah. If you actually go look at the Olympia champions for bikini last year, you will see that they do not have hardcore chiseled defined glute-ham ties. But over in wellness now, we see a little bit more of this development, okay? We're seeing a little bit more of that glute-ham tie actually happening, and this is an area of focus in this division. So how do you actually get this glute-ham tie anyway, right? Because as much as people have probably Googled and tried to guess and tried to figure it out, so many people still don't understand it. I've seen articles, I've seen coaches talking about glute-ham tie exercises. I've seen this stuff for years and years. It's never stopped driving me nuts, and it still is driving me nuts to this day with all the stuff that I'm seeing, and now it's coming around for wellness. So let's set the record straight. A glute-ham tie, no matter what you're trying to get it for, if it's bikini for some reason, which probably score you down honestly, or if it's wellness, or if it's just your general everyday aesthetic, it comes from really two things. And this is actually counterintuitive to what a lot of people do. Like I said, a lot of coaches prescribe glute-ham tie exercises. A lot of competitors think they're doing glute-ham tie exercises, but there is no such thing as a glute-ham tie exercise, because really, there is no such thing as an anatomical glute-ham tie body part. Okay, what is a glute-ham tie in the first place? A lot of people think it's like this special muscle you can build, but realistically, what a glute-ham tie is the glute muscle tying into the hamstring muscle. Notice those are two different muscles, okay? So we can't specifically go isolate this one area of the body and just do all these special exercises and all this sets and reps and volume and special cardios to try to get it. You can't do it that way. Guess how you do get it, and guess why on wellness competitors that have been doing this for years, and now we're seeing it happen now, they actually have more prominent glute-ham ties. Why can you see more of that kind of V look coming into the glute-ham tie in a wellness competitor? And it's because of the development it takes in the lower body to produce that result. A glute-ham tie is not a specific muscle we can attack with specific exercises. What does happen and how you actually get a glute-ham tie comes from muscle development, number one, coupled with number two, proper levels of conditioning, okay? Meaning you can be super, super jacked on the lower body as a woman, super, super jacked, stacked legs, stacked glutes, stacked hamstrings, and you won't show a glute-ham tie if you're not at the right body fat percentage. And also, the opposite is true. You could be super shredded, lean, chiseled out of damn granite, and if you don't have the right muscular development, you're not gonna show a glute-ham tie either. And so this, for a long time, has been a conundrum in coaches and competitors' minds, chasing a mystery, almost unicorn-like thing that you just can't simply find if you don't know how to get it. And that comes from those two things I just mentioned. So you have to have the proper level of glute development. You really need to establish a muscle base, build your glutes a lot, build your hamstrings a lot, and then you need to lean out to the right level, and that is what shows you a glute-ham tie. And that's what a glute-ham tie is. When you see it on stage, that's what's happened. A well-built, well-conditioned competitor showing that because of those two things working in harmony. I know now I just probably blew some of your minds because a lot of you are still on the wrong trains of things, the wrong trains of thought when it comes to getting a glute-ham tie or what you even need it for. And I know what the next question in your mind is. Well, okay, cool. I hear what you're saying, Coach Ryan. What the hell ever, man? Tell me how to get that thing. Well, here's what you do, all right? And like I've said in a lot of my videos, if you go watch the rest of the wellness videos, it's crazy. There's so much information on this. And also, you should strongly consider actually just going over to my website and doing our free coaching trial. If you go to TeamFFLEX.com right now, you can subscribe to our free trial where we coach you free for the next 7 days, just like we would any of our wellness competitors. I'll show you exactly what to do. But if you're not going to do that, which would be crazy because I don't know why, it's totally free, there's no obligation, you should do it. Just go now, TeamFFLEX.com. I'll give you a few notes. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you are really focused on creating that lower body dominance, all right? You need to be training the legs very hard. You need to be training the glutes very hard, the hamstrings very hard, the quads very hard to get that development overall. So guess what you have to do, ladies? You're gonna have to train heavy. You have to train with high volume. We're talking 4 or 5 sets, various rep ranges, maybe some 6, some 8, some 10, some 12s, depending on the exercise. Crazy volume on your leg days, but not overtraining your legs, meaning don't do your legs every day. Don't try to do glutes every day. Make sure you train really hard. Let it recover. That's how you grow. Guess what the second piece of that puzzle is? Your calories. You simply cannot grow in a caloric deficit. And so many competitors are worried about staying super lean and they're off improvement seasons and stuff like that. Well, in reality, if you don't get your calories high enough, you're never gonna grow anyway. You could do all these sets, all these reps, all these exercises, you could beat the shit out of yourself training, but if you don't have your calories right to match with that, you're not gonna grow. So that's a huge part of the equation. You need to train hard, eat right, and guess what the third variable is? Recover. You gotta let your body recover. Get a lot of sleep. Don't spend too much time in the gym. Don't do a ton of extra cardio. Don't do things that are going to hinder your muscle growth progress. Okay? That phase alone is that is the make or break for a glute-ham tie. You got to have those things right. You got to have built your legs and your glutes and your hamstrings enough that you can actually show a glute-ham tie when you are stage ready, stage lean. So that's the first variable. That can take months. That can take, for some people, years in order to attain these types of physiques. And I know people want to build muscle overnight, but it just doesn't happen that way, fam, all right? So you build your muscles right. Once you get to that point, you follow the right training, you do all the right stuff, you can get there a lot faster. Again, go to my website and I'll show you how to do it, TeamFFLEX.com. The next thing you got to know is how to diet in. Okay, you got to diet yourself into a competition. This means now the conditioning variable that I talked about earlier, right? It comes from muscular development and conditioning coupled together to get a glute-ham tie. That's how you do it. You got to make sure you know how to diet without burning muscle. Now, a lot of coaches and a lot of competitors that self-coach and all this stuff do the wrong stuff. They crash diet themselves. They might be at, let's say their improvement season, I don't know, 2,300 calories. Well, as soon as they decide there's a show coming up they want to do 12 weeks out, cut themselves as low as they possibly can, going to 1,300 and 1,900 lower. I've seen crazy things happen because they want to get lean, right? Well, guess what happens? Your body is going to give up all that muscle you built long before it gives up that body fat. It's going to say, get the hell out of here. This muscle's heavy. It's calorically dominant. It requires a lot of energy for us to maintain. We're going to burn it. And then you see, guess what? All that hard work, whether it was months, years, whatever it was, going to waste. And this is because competitors basically don't diet into their shows right. And so if you want to make sure you're going to be able to attain that, you got to diet in a way that maintains your muscle mass but gets your body fat off you. And that's how you show up at stage. Guess what? With a crazy glute-ham tie, ladies. This is what you can do. And in wellness, it's not, again, a huge focus point for scoring, but it is something more prominent because I said, as we know, more lower body development in wellness. So if you're trying to attain that, if that's something you like for your look, if that's something the judges brought up to you maybe, or they said they want to see a little bit more of that, a little less of that, sometimes you're going to get various feedbacks, by the way. There's definitely definitely overdone glute ham tie. You could very easily overdo the glute ham tie and maybe be too lean for the division, but you got to get your feedback. You got to know what's going to work best for your physique and for your own goals, and that's how you do it. So hopefully that was something helpful for you today, give you a little bit of insight into the criteria and what they want to see, and then also how do you do it. Again, I strongly advise you, just go to my website. I could talk for 6 hours about glute ham ties right here in wellness for you, and you would sit there at the end of the day and scratch your head, or you can just go to my website and I'll show you how to do it. I'll build your training program for you. I'll show you exactly what to do. It's free for the next 7 days. We do this for anybody that wants to take advantage of this. You get VIP access to our coaching that only our clients get, or people on our coaching trial. What I'm telling you right now, you could be one of the only people to be getting it aside from our paying clients, and that's pretty sick advantage, honestly, out there in the category of the fact that, you know, we are worldwide coaches. We're coaching for these categories. We know what the judge wants to see. I'll show you exactly how to do it. So go to TeamFFLEX.com right now. Custom workouts will show you how to do this so that you can make the most of this and you can make sure you're on the right track. Again, no obligation. You don't have to put your credit card info in. Nothing. It's a free trial. Just go to the website, put your email in. It's going to instantly invite you. So I hope I see you on the other side. If I don't, you're crazy. Good luck to you. Hopefully I will see you. And I hope also that you guys got something out of this today. Do me a favor if you did. Subscribe to the channel and share out the video, because you're not the only one out there that's interested in wellness. I'm Ryan Milton from TeamFFLEX. Thank you for watching. Coach Rye is out.